Outside contractors working for the Long Island Railroad are taking some heat after a worker is electrocuted. It's time for another episode of Bells and Whistles. Hello everyone, Bill Wilson, Editor-in-Chief of Railway Track and Structures magazine, with a look at the top news stories we were following the week ending March 19th. With federal relief on the way, New York's Metropolitan Transportation Authority is firing up its $51.5 billion capital plan. The agency wants to sell bonds backed by revenue from taxes to financially support the 2020-2024 capital plan. The MTA will get $6.5 billion in federal assistance to help the agency recover from the global pandemic. In total, the MTA has taken in $14.5 billion in aid due to COVID-19. The money will help fund some big infrastructure projects, including an upgrade of train signals. As of March 2nd, the MTA had accumulated just over $48 billion in outstanding debt. The Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority has pulled all of its new 6-car subway trains following a derailment on March 16th. The accident happened on the Orange Line in a work zone at Wellington Station in Medford. No injuries were reported, but officials are trying to figure out what went wrong. The train was back on the tracks and moved around 5:30 p.m., and crews inspected the infrastructure of the track. The train was moving through a work zone at a slow speed when the third car fell off the tracks. Orange Line service between Oak Grove and Sullivan Square will be closed for the next 3 weeks, and the MBTA will use the time to replace a track switch that was damaged during the derailment. The Washington Metrorail Safety Commission is calling out Washington Metro once again. This time it involves Metro's Rail Operations Control Center and the safety of track workers during a power shutoff. The rule was changed last fall due to earlier violations and deals with how ROCC staff are supposed to restore power to tracks when it has been turned off due to events like track work. The new rule added a supervisory role to the process. When a track crew or rail official gives the ROCC permission to restore power up to a section of track, a second group is supposed to double-check the request. The WMSC says certain steps are being missed in an effort to expedite the process. The accident that left a worker in serious condition on the Long Island Railroad third track expansion project has led to an investigation on safety practices. An independent safety consultant was hired on March 16th following an iron worker being electrocuted at the Minolia station site. According to the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, there has been a rash of incidents on the third track expansion project recently, and work has been suspended. LIRR union leaders have been complaining about safety violations for weeks, most of them committed by outside contractors. Some believe the quest for finishing projects on time has led to builders cutting corners. Well, that's a look at the top news stories we were following the week ending March 19th. For the latest news, go to www.rtnds.com. You can also find us on social media. We are on Facebook and Twitter. Have a great weekend, everyone.